So I've been discussing the topic on how to create floppies, so that the inside, but what about the outside part of the floppy? So I asked on Twitter, on Blue Sky, if people had suggestions on how to remove the labels on the floppies. Yeah, typically this type of label, to get something more similar to that. And I got a bunch of suggestions, which I'm going to describe. One of them being, why would you even remove the labels? Just put a sticker on top. It's not really a problem, and yeah. And it is a problem. So the first problem, for example, is that it's ugly in some cases. So this is an actual original of Athanor, game release I think 2014. This is a solution which was used there. So not sure if you can see, but there's clearly a number 21 behind, and I can see the lines. So when you do that, you can see the label under. It does not really look professional. So that's the first issue. The second issue is that there is a clearance problem. So this is a typical 3-inch drive, and I have a set of floppies. No label. Standard label. That one has one label on top of the existing label. And that one as well, the label on top of label. So you have to pry them out. And it's not much different, but if you take a caliper, here I have 4.5, .7, 4.9, 4.8, 4.9, and 4.950 depending of where I go. So it's just a very small difference, but it's enough to get some of the floppies to not properly eject, which is a real problem. So regarding the possible solution I was provided with, so there were the cleaner spray, citrus based. Wow, a lot of wind. Using IPA on the label. One of the suggestions was to use vegetable oil. There were also the suggestion of using a hairdryer. So, in my attempt, this on that had absolutely no effect. It did impregnate the label. I tried to scare it to get the thing to go under the surface. It did not help. That one is interesting because it actually eats away some of the floppies. Not sure if you can see, but yeah, the surface of the floppy is badly damaged. And when I was dabbing with the paper was actually getting black, getting the part of the floppy plastic getting out. And no matter what I did, I ended up with something like that, where there were still some bits of label that will stay. And the hairdryer did not work very well because you have very little control. These things have thermal security, so if you go too close, it does not work very well. And especially, the shape is not very adequate. It's designed to be diffuse, so not awesome. But there are some possibilities. And my partner thought about, well, we have a heat gun. Why not try the heat gun? And we tried yesterday, so on some floppies we knew were bad, just to test. And then when we got the right amount of time, we tried on some working floppies, and I ended up with 100% working encounter floppy, super clean with my label. So that's basically the end objective. You want to get something clean like that. And so when I described that yesterday, some people say, oh, that's super dangerous, but the thing is, you need to select temperature. So this thing is about the width of the label, so you have relatively good control. And it does not get too warm that it burns your hand, so it's fine for the plastic as far as I can see. So let's see. So the important part is to get it to rip properly, else when it starts doing this type of thing, it becomes very annoying. Then we go on the other side. Typically there are almost never glue on the top, I'm not quite sure why. And there you go, and the rest can very easily be removed like that. So that one was a Amsoft red label. They go out very well, easily. This one, on the other hand, found out that the glue is much harder. So far my attempt has been like that, using the same temperature. So I'm going to try that one, which I know is damaged, and I'm going to heat for longer, see if that works better. So the question is, will it damage the floppy itself? The theory is that if I can keep my hand here without feeling like it's painful, it's probably fine enough for the plastic. Famous last words. So yeah, require much more. Still very sticky compared to the red one. And you have to make sure that you remove all the small dust before you use it, because you don't want all these small bits of paper to go inside the drive. And so that's what we got at the end. 2 floppies in relatively good condition. Oh, I forgot, there is also another method which was suggested, which was to use hot water. And the problem with the hot water, other than it did not really work, is that it got inside, because it's not a sealed case, and it got wet inside, and then it was impossible to rotate. The drive could not even start getting the mechanics working. Eventually, the next day it was dry and rotated, but I mean, there are springs, there are metallic parts, you probably don't want to have water. Also, it's a magnetic coating. I'm not sure water is a good idea. So there you go. Heat gun. That one was a cheap one from Biltema, which I used at the base temperature, which was not too warm. Hope that was useful.